Hi guys, Ancient Warrior. Welcome back to Prepping and Free America. Do we need to prepare for war? Do we need to prepare for nuclear war? Let me answer that question with this. I got this off Amazon the other day. And yes, I believe that we all need to prepare for war, nuclear war. I had a long discussion yesterday with a friend of mine, ex-Navy. And we was discussing ship movements. We also was discussing troop movements. Young friend of mine, young, he's 40-something years old now, but a young friend of mine, major in the Air Force, his dad was going to call him yesterday and his phone's off. And his dad says, when that happens, he'll call me when he gets time. His dad, his dad is a ex-Marine too, so. But the kid is he's a pilot for an AWAC. And I'm not sure where he's stationed. I know it's here within a couple of 100 miles of me, because he comes home quite a bit. Do we need to prepare for war? You bet. You know, one of the conversations I had yesterday with that friend of mine was he was telling me Russia and China, I thought it was a bad idea back in the 60s when I saw that they were burying the hatchet, burying the hatchet and putting together a non-aggression pact. Took a while, but they got it together. Bumbling Joe and the Democrats want to get us into another war. Guys, I don't know about you, but I'm war weary. I'm tired of seeing young men and women go off. Some come home in flag-draped coffins. Others come home in wheelchairs and on gurneys. And the problem isn't the ones who come home in the coffins or in the wheelchairs. It's the ones who come home walking. You look in their eyes and you see that they're dead. I don't care what branch they're from. You see a kind of a dead look in their eyes. And they're looking to argue with anybody, some of them. Do we need to plan for nuclear war? Yes. If you live in a major city on the West Coast, on the East Coast, then you better prepare. If you live along our southern border, you better prepare. Do I believe this is a possible Red Dawn situation? You betcha. And both bad guys from both movies are the ones going to be coming at us. The Biden administration and the gaggle of clowns in Congress are doing their damnedest to make sure we don't have ammunition. But they're failing. Some of us are actually still getting a little bit. Prepare, ladies and gentlemen. Get plastic sheeting for your windows. Make sure you've got plastic bags that cover your turbines on the roof. Make sure that everything you've got is prepared. Make sure you've got water in the house. Make sure you've got water filters in the house. The reason I'm telling you, after a nuclear strike, you may need to filter your water, even though it's coming out of the tap. And those of you that can afford it, you need to get a Geiger counter. See how many rads you're dealing with. I've been looking into one. Because I live in an area where they hit us, depending on which way the wind's blowing, 1,000, 1,500 miles downwind could be in danger. Because we have a big nuclear site here. And it's not going to matter. It's going to depend on where the wind's blowing. And here, it tends to change through the course of the day a couple of times. So, I hate to fearmonger, but you know, this is reminding me back to '62 when Kennedy stood the Russians down on their missiles in Cuba. Speaking of Cuba, I saw a real good piece yesterday, or the day before. Raul Castro is retired. He is leaving the government. So maybe things will change in Cuba. Guys and gals, I'm going to tell you right now, please, prepare, prepare, prepare. Stack food from the floor to the rafters. And if you're of a mind, Wally World had ReadyWise food, 3-day supply for $39.95 or $98. You know, you could buy a couple of those and store them in your house. That would add to a few days' supply. So, with that being said, remember, I'm the Ancient Warrior. It's better to have this equipment not need it than need it and not have it.